Thank you to those who participated in my poll on my community tab, and for all the support for my last video. I can't believe that we've gotten 100 subscribers. I can't thank you guys enough. Hopefully I have fixed the issue with the audio coming out of one ear. It's been a long and rough road for the Carmageddon brand. Carmageddon TDR 2000 killed the IP for 15 years, and when Carmageddon Max Damage released, it was supposed to be the glorious and violent return to the golden era of Carmageddon. But I guess stainless didn't count for the fact that it wasn't the 90s anymore, and that good crash physics and open areas wouldn't be able to carry their game to success they had in 1997. But I'm getting carried away. Today, according to the people's vote, the game that I will focus is the recently released Carmageddon Rogue Shift that was developed by 34 Big Things. This game tried to actually appeal to modern audiences compared to Max Damage by introducing a rogue twist in the game's formula, and that's what I'll be discussing in today's video. My first exposure to Carmageddon Rogue Shift was when the Drivers Must Die teaser was released. I remember I was mourning over the fact that we most likely were never getting a new Carmageddon game until I saw the teaser, which left me with more questions than answers, which drove me to search for answers and create a video analysing all the teaser details. It wasn't until December the 5th of 2025 that it was revealed that it would be a Carmageddon game. The following 2 months till release felt like an eternity. Me along with many other hyped fans waited patiently in the Discord server, which is where I won a meme competition and a free copy of the game from a raffle, not to brag. Besides that, it was nice talking to the developers and the community. A special shout out to the Doomslayer, as he was very helpful with answering questions about the game pre and post launch.
Popcorn, soda, pickled garlic. Hurry, Potty! Hit the remote. This is gonna be great, Lord.
Carmageddon.
So exciting!
Launch day was a little chaotic, to put it lightly. The game was review-bombed by disgruntled Carmageddon fans unhappy with the direction of the series was going in. Performance on the Switch was atrocious, general bugs and crashes on PC, and the main criticism everywhere was that the car handling was barely controllable on launch.
What? That's it? That's the last
Carmageddon.
But it's been a few months, and the game has received some patches and content updates, so let's see how the game plays now. The first thing I would like to discuss is the roguelike structure. Traditionally, in Carmageddon, you would follow a linear sequence of events, which you would unlock by points you gained in each event from racing, wrecking, or wrecking havoc. Rogue Shift ditches that formula, and instead players navigate through a randomly generated set of branching paths, with each node either having an event that the player must complete in, like regular races where the player has to get top 3, elite races, a harder race where the player has to finish first at all costs, and survival, where a player has to complete a track in a given time while avoiding the wasted. Or the nodes can feature shops where the player can buy perks, weapons, or repairs for their vehicle using credits they earn during the run. There is also a minigame called Scavenger Hunt, where players can choose to open as many containers as they can for rewards, but if they get too greedy or unlucky and open a container with wasted, they lose everything they got in the minigame. The player then makes their way through these paths in 3 separate zones, each zone ending with a boss. The game continues until they kill the final boss or die. When the player dies or finishes the game, they are able to spend Bitcoins, which is a special currency used for meta progression, which can be spent on different items in the black market, where you can buy new cars, permanent upgrades, perks, and guns. Guns are also a new addition to Carmageddon Rogue Shift. There is a pretty good range of guns in the player's arsenal, with basic guns such as machine guns and shotguns to more advanced crazy weapons like the railgun, stinger, and BFG, just to name a few. The player is only able to equip one gun at a time, which makes the player consider different perks and playstyles that would fit the current gun that they have. Guns are mainly used to damage enemy races, enforcers, and bosses. They can also be used as crowd control by sniping special wasted from a distance, or just by mowing down a clear path through a horde of wasted. The other way to do damage in this game is by side bashing, a move which sends your car sideways left or right, damaging the unlucky bastard that found himself riding alongside you. Side bash can also be used as a evasive maneuver to escape weapon lock-ons. Nitro can also be used in that way. Nitro is built up by killing wasted, landing stunts, and wrecking other drivers. You can spend one Nitro bottle at a time, which grants us a short but fast speed boost. The next thing that I would like to talk about is the Wasted. The Wasted act as a functional replacement for the pedestrians. This was pretty controversial among many old fans, and thought that Carmageddon was, quote, going soft or becoming woke. I didn't exactly feel the same way, but I was a little disappointed when I heard that there would be zombies in Rogue Shift. I was praying that it would be a mix of zombies and regular pedestrians, as I was taking heavy doses of copium. But after playing for a while, I've kind of warmed up to running over zombies, as I guess it fits the mood of Rogue Shift, making you feel like you're racing to survive, while in max damage you're racing to kill. The regular Wasted are pretty harmless by themselves, but in the late game, when they're in huge hordes, they can slow your car down and, if you're not careful, damage it. Special Wasted such as the boomers run up to your car and explode, damaging the player and knocking them off course. Spitters, which spit goo at the player, damaging them. Cocoons, which hang from the ceiling of some tracks and drop down and explode when a driver gets close to them. Blood Mother, which explodes little green blobs when it's shot at or driven near. Bat Flocks that follow the driver and block their view. And Siren, which kind of works like the cut special infected the Screamer from Left 4 Dead, making a loud screaming sound which summons a horde of regular Wasted. A small detail that I've noticed with the Wasted is that they seem to be drawn to light and water sources, as you may notice groups of Wasted gathering around streetlights and puddles. Rogue Shift features 15 cars as of the time of making this video. They range from typical suited up muscle cars, fast and agile rally cars, to armoured up hippie vans that drive like boats. Even though many people criticise the game for having a small roster of cars, I think the small roster is fine for Rogue Shift, as each car represents a different playstyle and are all unique from each other. My favourite car being the OG Eagle, as I'm a sucker for the designs of the OG Carmageddon games. Car handling as of recording feels pretty good since the last 2 patches to the game. I can tell the developers have really worked hard since the launch of the game. Driving is easy to pick up but isn't dumbed down, still making for a fun and challenging driving experience, allowing players to master drifting, taking jumps and using the side bash to dodge obstacles. Due to this game being a roguelike, you're obviously going to have perks. Perks in this game have a range of different effects, some simply grant more ammo, health and nitro, and so on, but there are some other more unique perks like Glitch, which prevents the player from taking damage for a short while after wrecking an opponent. This combined with the Sacrificial Lamb perk allows you to spam your nitro and guns every time you get a kill. This is just an example of one of the synergies there are. There are hundreds of other combos like comboing a boost speed perk with a boost damage perk to turn yourself into an unstoppable freight train. I could go on, but most of the fun in this game is by finding and experimenting to find different kick-ass synergies. The tracks in Rogue Shift are designed as closed circuits instead of the large open arenas in the previous games. This works in Rogue Shift's favour, as the game has constant action going on everywhere, with explosion, bullets and Wasted all over the place. Even when you're far ahead in first place, the game spawns in forces in front of you, so you'll always have something to shoot at. On each track there is a bonus gold skull which grants the player bonus credits. The skull is usually hidden somewhere off the track. Tracks take place in cities, sewers, construction sites, dockyards, junkyards and forests. Tracks are all uniquely designed, with the game even featuring suicide tracks. The tracks are also provide little bits of world building, with billboards referencing different Carmageddon characters, graffiti on walls hinting about how the infection went down, and just the general atmosphere that maps help create. Music in this game is really well done, featuring a fully original soundtrack made by artists like Nicole Versa and Federico Versa, and masked. The music is very heavy metal. Even though I'm not really a huge fan of this genre, I found myself really enjoying the songs in this game. It helps as the dynamic score also, which sort of makes it adapt to what's happening on the screen, making for really awesome gameplay moments. As of making this video, Carmageddon Rogue Shift has received 2 patches to improve the game, the first mainly being to fix the car's handling, but they also added a bonnet cam, and a new car called the Gross, which was just a pre-existing Enforcer car that was made drivable. The second patch, besides fixing and balancing the game more, introduced challenges, special modifiers that can enable at the start of each run. Stuff like making Wasted harder to deal with, reducing the cooldown of all weapons, making perks expire after a couple of events, and many others. One small nitpick is that I would love to be able to combine different challenges together. A third patch is in development and is described as being a blast from the past, so I guess I will just have to wait and see. My experience playing Carmageddon Road Trip has been pretty positive. I really like the fast, fluid and action-packed combat. Driving feels fast and skillful. The roguelike meta progression always gives you something to grind for. The soundtrack kicks ass, perks are fun and interesting, and the game looks pretty nice graphically. The game isn't without its faults though. The game lacks enough different game modes to keep the player engaged for long playthroughs. Bosses in this game can only be defeated in one way, pretty much forcing players to one playstyle, undermining the player's choice of perks. This is especially bad for the final boss. The game's soundtrack can start to feel repetitive since all the songs have a very similar style and genre. The lack of any humans to run over does feel like a tad bit of a cop-out, even though I'm not as mad as other people are about this change. The other thing that I think really holds this game back though is the price. Even though I really think the game is really good, 70 Australian dollars is a bit much, especially for the amount of content the game has right now, and also the fact that the car combat is a very niche genre, which makes new players of the genre hesitant to pick up the game. Things I'd like added, probably paint jobs for cars. Carmageddon Max Damage had this, I'll just see it, like different colours and that. Not a like livery editor, just a basic paint job switcher. More game modes besides the race and survival, because that gets repetitive after a bit. Maybe open arena derby maps, like Twisted Metal I guess. And I would really like to see this, multiplayer. Multiplayer in Carmageddon Max Damage is really fun, and with this gameplay, I think it would be perfect for multiplayer, even if it's just like a short competitive, not competitive, just casual experience. I think it would be really good. Despite these negatives, I still think Carmageddon Road Trip is a really good game and highly recommend it if you're interested in the car combat genre. This was Hyperbeam, and thank you for watching. And thank you guys for 100 subs in my last video. I'll see you in the next one.